is up, bros, and welcome to the All Bros podcast. I am Jonathan.
And I'm Caleb.
And we are a couple of aspiring filmmakers that love to watch and critique movies, but also enjoy a bit of the nerd life. This week on the podcast, we'll be talking about one title in 4K Spotlight, and it's one that neither of us have ever seen, and you know what, honestly, I don't know if we ever will. We'll see.
If that's the case, why the hell are we talking about it?
Just because it's a new release. I mean, we got to let people know that, you know, it was in the theater, it didn't do so hot, and now it's coming out on 4K.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we'll be moving on to Through the Wall, where we got 3 brand new trailers to give our thoughts on. So that's going to be fun. And then we'll be moving into our headliner of the night, which will be our breakdown of the new Pixar movie, Turning Red.
Hell yes.
So, Caleb, what do you say we get started?
Say, let's do it.
Every day, we're surrounded by media. Books, movies, art, music, games, apps, podcasts, etc., etc. With this constant bombardment, it's easy to miss great media gems in the chaos. But fret not, you've come to the right place, my friend. I'm Jason, and I love media. I invite you to check out the Mixed Media Forest podcast, the podcast where I trudge through the forests of media to find hidden gems for you, the listener. Every episode of Mixed Media Forest is chock full of fun, reviews, nostalgia, positivity, news, rants, stories, and recommendations about all things media. Again, that's the Mixed Media Forest podcast, created on Anchor Podcasting app and available everywhere fine podcasts can be found. Give it a listen. It's what all the cool kids are doing.
Alright, so jumping into 4K Spotlight, we have Nightmare Alley coming to 4K this week. Like I said, Caleb and I have never seen this movie. You know, I would honestly watch it just for the costumes alone.
Really?
Yeah, like they give me like a Great Gatsby kind of vibe, and I'm always up for that.
Okay. I'm looking at pictures right now. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah. So last I checked, this movie is on HBO Max right now, so if you guys want to check it out over there, you can. But besides coming out on just regular 4K and Blu-ray, this is also getting a Best Buy exclusive steelbook. And I don't know what it is. I don't know, the steelbook's like plain to me. Like, I actually like the 4K cover better, because the steelbook is just like, I'm assuming just the main guy, but yet the regular 4K has like him and then 3 other women on it, and I don't know, that just pops a lot more to me than just him on a steelbook. I mean, he does have some cool stuff behind him. But
yeah, I mean, it's cool. I really like the inside.
I will give you that. The inside does look cool.
The inside just has a lot of stylized... What are those, tarot cards?
I think so. Caleb, you better not talk me into picking this steelbook up, you bitch.
Excuse you?
Hey, you talked me into West Side Story last week.
Hey, I just said that the inside is cool. Like, I totally agree with you. The cover needs work.
But you know how I am, that when someone else says, oh, you know, it actually looks pretty cool, my inner thoughts are just like, yeah, Jonathan, it looks pretty cool. You should buy it.
Dude, the inside's the only thing that it has going for it.
Okay.
Like, the
I wish
outside...
that we could see the back. I hate that they don't show the back. Like, you literally just have to wait until you buy the movie to see the back.
Well, if you Google it, like, I just Googled Nightmare Alley 4K.
Oh,
and
it
showed, yeah, it's showing me the the inside and the cover and the back. And the back is just kind of plain. It like nothing really super special about it.
All right, sorry, I gotta make my final judgment if I'm buying this or not right here, right now. Let's do it, guys.
Yeah, like the back fits the front cover pretty well. But
Okay, yeah. Wow, that is blurry as hell.
yeah, right.
How it is when I type in Nightmare Alley. Okay, I get, I can get like a Nightmare on Elm Street coming up for suggestions. That makes sense. But why in the hell does the Purge movie steelbooks pop up? And Halloween. This doesn't make any sense. Okay. Well, there's that. I do want to point out though, besides this coming out, and I already pre-ordered this bitch because I have to have this. They are doing a 4K exclusive box set of steelbooks to Best Buy for the Hunger Games films, and it looks so bitchin'.
Really?
Like, oh yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, Caleb, you should Google it because they look beautiful. I can't wait. I really hope that mine's shipped in good condition because I'm gonna cry if it's not.
It's the box set?
Yeah, 4K steelbook box set.
Is it the one? Holy shit! From Best Buy?
Yeah.
Dude, that looks sick.
Right? So cool.
So the backs of these make up the map?
Yeah, I believe that's how it...
Whoa.
Right? Oh, it's so cool.
That is sick.
Is it?
I love
was
that.
Right? Was it $100? Yes.
Yeah,
I think it was
expensive.
$100. Yeah. But
Or is technically $90, but
okay. So that's not bad. 30.
I always love when they go for like an artistic cover.
I do too.
Like it always works out better or looks just super killer.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's ever been like an artistic cover or adaptation or it's just something done in some different artistic style that I've not liked.
That's fair.
Like none that come to mind right now, but like this is epic. Like the front, I'm assuming it's the front. The front has just some sort of like clipped artwork from the first movie or from the movie itself. And then the sides make up the Mockingjay symbol or the Hunger Game, whatever. And then the backs show, or like one of them shows you like the different districts, and then the other three are like the maps of Pan Am. Like that's freaking sick.
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
So,
I love that.
I really hope that if mine comes in damage that it's also sold in stores because I need this to be in pristine condition. For how freaking expensive this bitch was. I'm just saying.
Dude, freaking makes sense. It absolutely makes sense. Like, I'd be extremely pissed if this didn't come in, like, perfect condition.
Thank you. Yeah, so excited. So.
You should be. This will be a freaking killer-ass purchase.
Right? Oh, I'm so excited. I'm kind of I was going to be amazed that pre-orders haven't sold out yet, but I guess, not a lot of people are huge fans of the Hunger Games films.
I'm not a fan of the ending.
That is fair.
But I wasn't a fan of the ending of the book either.
You know what? I can absolutely agree with that.
But the books themselves were good. And this was in a time where they had like a bunch of like weird dystopian future books out. Like they had Hunger Games, they had freaking Maze Runner, Divergent. Like this was just the era of dystopian future. And
Ender's
I liked
Game?
what?
Was that
Oh,
one?
Ender's Game. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was another one. That one only got the one movie though.
Oh yeah,
I think.
I'm pretty sure it did.
Yeah. So. Yeah, Hunger Games is just top notch.
Oh yeah,
Like I'm not ashamed to admit it. Like I freaking love the Hunger Games.
I couldn't. Hate to say it, I couldn't even finish the first Divergent movie, and then I never bothered with the others.
I've seen. I don't know how many there are.
There was supposed to be like I think 4, but then the third one bombed so bad that they were going to make it a TV movie, but that never happened.
Okay, so I watched the first and the second one, and half of the third.
Okay. What only got you halfway through with the third? Why?
I fell asleep. Like I didn't.
Shit.
So I watched the first one in theaters. I watched the second one at home. I think we rented it from Redbox. Then the third one, same thing. Like we rented it, but I passed out like halfway through. Like I was so freaking boring.
Oh shit, that's funny.
But yeah.
Yeah, that is it for 4K Spotlight. So if you guys want to pick up Nightmare Alley, that comes out this week, as well as that bitchin' 4K Steelbook Ultimate Collection of the Hunger Games films. So, which is only available at Best Buy. So
Yeah, if
get
you're
it
a
while
sucker,
you can.
if you like Hunger Games, I would highly recommend this.
It's gorgeous.
Freaking kill! Like this is what a box set should be.
Right?
Like,
Thank you.
Or just like this is how like the 4 movies should intertwine with each other. Like Avengers should have done something along this line. But like I said, it should have been like just when you put them all 4 together, it should make up the Avengers symbol, and then I don't know, like
I agree.
top 4 heroes or something like that.
Well, that just
Whatever.
solidified Caleb kicking out Hawkeye and Black Widow. Rude.
Unfortunately. Actually, you know what? After Endgame, I actually would have preferred it to be Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and Black Ironhawk. Or Black Widow and
Ironhawk.
Black Ironhawk. No, Black Widow and Hawkeye. And
Wow,
not included Hulk.
Not Hulk. Ouch.
Dude, I cannot even begin to express how much I hated the Hulk.
I think
Which
we've already,
sucks because he's my favorite character.
I think we've already said this on the podcast, like even with when we broke down Avengers Endgame, because me and Caleb saw Endgame opening night, midnight, it was freaking awesome. But when they first introduced, Professor Hulk on the screen, I have never heard Caleb let out a louder sigh than he did that. Just, it was so loud.
I hated it so much. So freaking much. Anyway.
Let's get out of that depressing news. Let's move on to Through the Wall this week, where we got 3 trailers to talk about. First up, we finally got our first official trailer for Miss Marvel, which drops, was it June 2nd?
Yeah, so it starts right after Moon Knight ends.
Hell yeah.
Or
okay, cool.
close to.
Yeah. Because, Moon Knight premieres... doesn't Moon Knight premiere this month?
Yeah, so it premieres March 30th.
Okay, cool.
And I think they stated that it was going to be a 1 episode...
a week thing?
Yeah, so that like starting off with 1 and not like releasing 2.
I mean, Hawkeye,
So
that made sense just because if they didn't do it that way, the last episode would have released after Christmas, and that just would have been weird.
yeah, so the last episode will be on May 4th.
Star Wars Day.
Yeah, and then the Obi-Wan series, which we'll get into, will release the 25th, and then it'll have that go, and then so Ms. Marvel is going to start. You said June what?
I think it's June 2nd.
June 2nd?
Yeah, let me double check.
You sure? Because that's a Thursday.
It might be June 8th. You know what? Let's search this up. No, god damn it. Bitch. You bitch. Miss Marvel release date. You know, it'd be nice if they just, told me the release date, like, when I search it and not have to go searching for it. Because that's, like, really annoying. June 8th.
June 8th? Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Obi-Wan will be 2 episodes in.
Okay.
If they are still releasing on Wednesdays, which I'm assuming they are, because that's just Disney Plus Day, it seems.
Yeah, ever since Loki premiered to amazing numbers on Wednesdays, yeah, they've stuck with Wednesdays.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll be getting Ms. Marvel and Obi-Wan at the same time, which I could not be more excited for.
You know what, though? People are going to hate my opinion, though, on which one I'm more excited for.
Ms. Marvel?
Yeah. Just from the trailers. I'm sorry, but I mean, we'll get into it. But Obi-Wan Kenobi just, I don't know, the trailer just didn't do a lot for me. Whereas, like, Miss Marvel, I'm getting like a, like Spider-Man Homecoming kind of vibe from it, and I'm loving that. Because I love that movie.
So let's talk about that trailer.
Yes.
I have some issues with it. Acting wise, it looks great.
Yeah, I love who they chose to play Kamala.
Yeah, she seems like she's doing a really solid job. Like, just obviously we haven't gotten a whole lot, but it seems like she's doing a pretty decent job, especially with this being her first role.
Yeah.
My issue lies in the creative direction that Marvel decided to take.
All right, let's hear it.
I do not like that she gets her powers from some cosmic band.
That is fair.
I don't like it. I don't, and it like, actually, that I probably could have forgiven. It's just the fact that her powers are now cosmic based and not stretchy.
I mean, now I know people would make the argument, yeah, but she does like a stretchable fist in it.
No.
I'm on the same page as you. No, I'm on the same page as you. But because when she does that, I'm sure a lot of people are just like, oh yeah, but she does like the whole like flexible fist and then punches. I'm just like, but it still doesn't feel the same because there's so much cosmic power around that.
It feels more Green Lantern. It was exactly what I was afraid of.
Yes. Yeah. It does.
It's weird because someone's like blasting her, so she's putting up a shield. And so, but the shield is like this weird broken energy. Or it looks like it's broken. It looks like it's just kind of like squared, pixelated, whatever. But it like she puts that up and it's like a full-blown shield. When she goes to like, I think it's her dad coming in the door, she like pushes and there's like, it's not even like a hand. It's just like a square piece that like goes and shuts the door for her. So it's almost acting like it's an extension of her body, but not really. Like if it was only her body, like if it was just, I would have even like preferred it to be more like if you were going to go the Green Lantern route, just freaking own it.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to do stuff where she's like stretching out and like can close stuff, make it look like her, like it's cosmically stretching her out.
Yeah.
Like just do that. Or even like when she's running across those platforms, like she's manifesting these platforms and like running across them. I would have preferred to see her running with like long legs.
That would have been so cool.
Like cosmically long legs, but still.
Yeah.
I would have preferred that. Like Marvel, you were doing so good at adapting like the crazy powers into like and being like realistic with them, and you could have freaking pulled this off. But I know for a fact that they were afraid that people were going to get confused why she doesn't have the same powers as Mr. Fantastic, because I'm pretty sure we're going to get introduced to Mr. Fantastic in Multiverse of Madness. A version of him. I don't know if it'll be like the MCU Mr. Fantastic, but I'll bet my left nut we're seeing Mr. Fantastic.
You heard it here, folks. So if Mr. Fantastic is not in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, Caleb owes everybody his left nut.
Well, they've like basically confirmed it. They've announced more or less. Like they shared a freaking screen image of these 7 hidden figures, which are just the 7 characters of the Marvel Illuminati.
All I know is if I see Lone Gruffin back as Mr. Fantastic, you will see me scream like a little girl.
It very well might be him.
Oh, that made me so happy.
Yeah, but like they have a major opportunity with this. Like, and what pisses me off too is if they go the route that I think they're going to. The members of like the Illuminati are Professor X is one of them. Iron Man, which I'm pretty sure is going to be Tom Cruise, which I don't like.
I don't either.
Mr. Fantastic is a member. Black Bolt is a member. So this gives Marvel their freaking clear to go and like reboot the Inhumans, which Ms. Marvel is an Inhuman. Yeah. So they have no excuse to not make her powers. Doctor Strange is a member of the Illuminati as well, so I'm pretty sure there's going to be a variant of him on the council or whatever. And then Namor the Submariner is a member. So if they introduce him, like that would be freaking great.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have problems. If they do introduce Black Bolt, because like that would be just an introduction to Reed Richards, Black Bolt, and Namor. They have an MCU Black Bolt, whether they want to admit it or not. They have an MCU Black Bolt, and he did a great job. Like,
wait, which show was he in?
He was the Inhumans.
Oh, I heard that show sucked.
It wasn't great, but it wasn't because of the cast. They had an amazing cast. They just had a very, very shitty showrunner.
All right.
Or whoever was in, like, whether it was writing, directing, whatever. They did horribly.
Wow.
Like, for instance, the first thing, so one of the characters is Medusa. Her inhuman ability is that her hair is like sentient and like acts as like other limbs for her. So it like flies out and can do stuff. Like it stretches out really far. It's very like protected. Like it's basically it's magic hair, more or less.
Okay.
First thing they do with her, and like I'm pretty sure this is first episode too. They shave her head.
What the shit?
I'm like, you are stupid. Like that's like the exact moment I knew that this show was going freaking down the drain.
Did they just like, could they not afford the special effects for her hair?
Nope, they couldn't.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Like they're not covering everyone else's special effects that they needed. The cast was amazing. There was only maybe like one person I had an issue with casting.
Okay.
But overall, like it wasn't the cast's fault in the slightest. It was whoever was in charge of like the story. Whether it was the writer's story, whether it was the director's story, whoever was in charge of like where the story went, that's whose fault the show is. It is not the cast's fault.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, like if they include Black Bolt, that's just going to open up the door for Inhumans, and with Ms. Marvel being an Inhuman, you could just not do the whole cosmic shit. Like, it makes sense because she is going to be included in, like, the Marvels, but there are just so many, like, fundamental Ms. Marvel stories that they are going to miss out on telling. Unless she somehow has, like, a shape-shifting ability. If they don't have that, because, like, her powers mess with her self-image. Like, she can make herself look like whoever she wants. Like, she chooses to try and look like Captain Marvel, because Captain Marvel is what the quote-unquote ideal superhero looks like. And so when she finally like has that moment of realization that, oh, I can be a superhero and look like how I look. Like that's just like a great character moment, and they're robbing her of that. Like it sucks. It completely sucks. So that is honestly the reason why Ms. Marvel, my excitement level for it has dropped a lot.
Okay, no, fair enough.
Just because I know what we could be getting.
Yeah.
And you guys even released a freaking, basically a Ms. Marvel video game. Like, serious?
That's very true.
Like, you done goofed. But, yeah. So that's all I have to say about that trailer, honestly. Like, it looks like it'll be fun, but it's not going to be the Ms. Marvel that I know we could have. And so, just for that, I'm like, eh.
I know I'm up for the change. I get where you're coming from, absolutely, and I do hate that even though they're showcasing her like stretchable powers, but implying the cosmic power as well just isn't working. But I'm very optimistic about this show. So like I don't know, like honestly, I might say out of the two new Marvel shows that are coming out, I don't know if I'm more excited for this or She-Hulk after Moon Knight. I would assume you're more excited for She-Hulk.
That is what the one, yeah. It is definitely the one that I'm most excited for. And it's just because I love She-Hulk as a character. And
that's fair.
Honestly, you can't screw She-Hulk up.
Don't say that, because you never know.
I know, but it's just...
It's really hard for you.
Hulk is really easy to screw up.
Yeah,
He's extremely easy to screw up. But She-Hulk, like if you just follow the source material, follow who She-Hulk is, and like at her core, she is a lawyer.
Yeah.
So you can, like, no matter what direction you take, like if you want to go heavy action, go heavy action. If you want to go heavy true crime style stuff, you can go that route too. Like there is no wrong route to take with She-Hulk. There is absolutely many wrong directions to take with Hulk.
Fair enough.
And yeah, it's just he's one of those characters that's really hard to get right, and
Yeah.
I still am not super happy with any iteration of the Hulk that we have seen on screen, other than like Lou Ferrigno's. I did not like Eric Bana's. I did not like, or I was okay with Edward Norton's.
That movie, I feel, doesn't get enough love.
I think it gets the exact amount of love it needs.
I disagree, but that's just me.
And then Mark Ruffalo's had some amazing promise.
Yeah.
But then they released Thor Ragnarok and just ruined it.
Yeah, they did.
Like, as soon as I heard Hulk talk, I'm like,
shit.
yeah, like, you knew the freaking Thor Ragnarok trailer. I was hyped. I'm just like, this is freaking Hulk. Like, someone that's not like full blown like crazy rage monster, but also someone that's not like freaking stupid. But no, they made him a freaking 2-year-old, and it aggravated the ever living hell out of me. Don't let comedic directors touch Hulk.
All right, let's move on before Caleb
Blows
gets
another coronary.
Yeah, before he gets angry anymore.
Okay, last thing. Excitement level for Ms. Marvel. I'm personally sitting at a 7.
Dude, that's actually like a lot higher than I thought you were gonna be.
Yeah, like I'm excited. I'm excited to see Ms. Marvel on screen. I think her comic accurate suit looks incredible.
Yeah. Ooh.
Like, freaking, like that's just chef's kiss perfection. It's the only issue that I have with this show so far is the change in power.
That's fair. That's completely understandable. Well, I mean, I'm at an 8 for Miss Marvel. I'm actually very excited for this show.
Fair.
Moving on to the final trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which this movie comes out next month. It's freaking crazy.
Dude.
Holy shit. Oh my god. Dude, you know, someone made like one of the funniest comments that I've seen when they said, you know what, I feel Sega made the best casting choice with Idris Elba as Knuckles, because Knuckles is actually intimidating now with his voice.
Dude,
like, you know what?
up.
Fair enough.
Dude,
it's always been a little too high.
A little bit. A little bit. In the other shit that I've seen.
But just like, it should have been like a lot more, like a little deeper. Like, I feel Idris Elba is perfect. He's the perfect voice for Knuckles.
Yeah. Dude, I loved this trailer so freaking much. It was so freaking fun.
Dude, it's amazing, and like, this has nothing to do with the trailer, just really quickly, it's amazing how much you can tell that the people making this movie truly love these games, because the poster, or like one of the posters for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is literally, so it's Sonic and Tails with a huge 2 in red, and then hovering over the 2 is Eggman, and that's actually a nod to the poster for the original game Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Dude, no shit?
Yeah, that's literally exactly how the poster looked.
Dude, that is awesome.
Right? Such an awesome nod.
Dude, it felt like, I saw that poster, I didn't know that it like originated from like the classic game.
I didn't either until someone pointed it out.
Yeah, knowing that now, it truly felt like an original poster. I'm like, this is pretty cool. Like, I don't think we've ever seen a poster like this before.
Yeah.
And just knowing that it comes from like, it's like the roots of Sonic, like, oh, come on. Like, you guys freaking nailed it.
Yeah.
Dude, when are people gonna when are like studios gonna understand? I feel like Kevin Feige's done a pretty decent job of it so far. Warner Brothers absolutely has not. I mean, I think they're getting there with Matt Reeves. But you have to let fans make the content. Like, you have to.
Yeah.
Like, no one else is going to understand the character better than a fan.
True. Look at Star Wars nowadays.
Yeah, like, if I was interviewing directors for any intellectual property, or any just, like, comic book, anything nerdy, I'd be like, I want to see pictures of you as a child. I want to see your teenage room. And if you don't have a poster of what the hell you're interviewing for, you don't get the job.
You know what? Fair enough.
Like, I want to see your comic book collection. Oh, you have a majority of the character we're wanting you to create a movie for? The gig is yours.
I don't think they'd want to see my childhood room because I don't know if I would do a good job at directing it. Because I had a life size like theater. Okay, so not like just like the usual theater size posters that they have like outside. It was like one of the huge ones that they hang up inside to like really bring focus to the movies. For Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I don't think I do a good job at reinventing that. Don't get me wrong,
Honestly,
I
that's
love
a
the
tough
movie.
one.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense. That's just a tough property to tackle.
Yeah,
At all.
great movie. I love the movie, and I love Royal Doll, but I just don't know if I would. I'd struggle quite a bit.
Yeah. But you have to let fans make your content. And when you do, I will be shocked. Genuinely shocked if Sonic 2 does not do well.
Oh, same here. Like, I can't believe that we're living in a year that people are more excited for a Sonic movie than a Mario movie. I never thought I'd see that.
The bar's not super high, but
Yeah.
but yeah,
Fair enough.
it's like goodness. All I have to say, Mario better freaking be good.
Yeah, cause this looks so good. I mean, you don't really get a whole lot of new in this trailer. I mean, you get some new story aspects, with oh my god, do you remember James Marsden's character's name?
Wasn't it Thomas? Or
Yes,
Tom.
yeah, I think it was Tom. So we have Tom's wife's best friend like getting married. And of course, like Sonic ruins it just because like he has to inform everybody that Eggman is back. And just I don't know. Throughout the trailer, it's just a bunch of shots of just Sonic, Tails, and Eggman just going at it. And I love there's one like while an audio is playing over how Knuckles is telling Sonic like you're untrained, you're unskilled, yada yada yada, and then finally Sonic's just like you forgot one, unstoppable, and I'm just like F yes. And then I love how the final shot is Knuckles freaking trying to keep knocking him out. He's just like, stay still so I can punch you. And Sonic's just like, for someone named Knuckles, you're really not that good at punching.
Dude, this movie's gonna be great.
It.
Like my
I hope we get a
expectations
third
are.
one.
I do too.
Like
I would love to see Shadow.
I would
or
love to
freaking
see.
Mecha Sonic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ugh. This series better be good. Like my expectations are high, but not unrealistically high. I am so excited to see this.
Yeah, I am too. Like, no, I've actually always wondered who is your favorite Sonic character. I don't think I've ever asked you that.
Ooh, actually, it's always been Shadow, followed
Okay.
really closely by Knuckles.
Hell yeah. Okay, because yeah, Knuckles has always been my favorite. So the fact that like we're getting him in the freaking sequel already, like I was over the freaking moon when they announced that. So even if we don't get a third movie, at least my favorite character got to be in at least one of these. But I really do hope that at least I don't know. Do you think there will be a tease of Shadow?
I hope so.
Oh.
Like, I really hope so.
Like, if you're gonna do a third one, you have to put Shadow in it, right? Like, come on.
Yeah, like you have to. And you guys could keep this going forever. Like, if you wanted to save Mecha Sonic, like for even an even later like sequel, like freaking do that. Like, if you keep giving us as good of stuff as we got with the first Sonic the Hedgehog, and as good of stuff as I'm expecting us to get in this next or Sonic the Hedgehog 2, like, ugh, come on.
Would you ever want to see Silver on the?
I am not super familiar with Silver, so
Dude, I'm not either, because like literally the only exposure I have to Silver is playing as him in like the Mario and Sonic games or Olympic games. I mean, he was cool. I mean, he looks like a cool ass hedgehog. I'll give him that. But like, yeah, character wise, I know like jack shit about Silver.
yeah, like I think their best bet's just to stick with the popular characters.
What about Amy? Would you bring in Amy?
I would eventually bring in Amy.
All right. I'm okay though if they don't bring in Blaze. Nothing against Blaze, but I don't really know what you could do with her, because I just feel like a lot of people just don't really know her that well. Like, she was introduced before Silver, and I feel a lot more people know who Silver is over Blaze.
I don't know either of them, so
like I said, dude, when you play
like I know bare bones Sonic. Like I know
really?
Yeah, like the four that I knew like immediately were Sonic, Tails, Shadow, and Knuckles.
Okay.
The ones that I was just recently introduced to was like Amy.
Really?
Everyone else, I'm like, I have no idea.
So
No frame of reference for.
No, not Vector, nothing like that?
Nope.
Okay. Alright, cool. Well, alright.
One thing that I noticed, it feels like they're throwing in some like mild references. Isn't there a snowboarding game with Sonic?
I mean, there is like, well, I don't know if it ever takes place on the actual snow. I mean, you know, they do go snowboarding in the Olympic Games that they're in, or the Winter Olympic Games.
Oh, what I'm thinking of, Sonic Riders.
Oh yeah.
That's something I feel we got a nod towards with the snowboarding scene.
You know what? That's fair. That is fair. And that was a nice Winter Soldier joke right there in that scene as well.
That was funny. It felt a little out of place, but it was funny.
Yeah, it wore. I don't know. It kind of felt like natural coming from Sonic, because that's just something that he would say. Might not make sense to us, but it makes sense to him.
Yeah. So I'm digging it. I'm really digging it.
I am too.
My excitement level for this, I'm a solid 9.
Dude, same. Like, hell, I actually already bought tickets for it.
Did you really?
Yeah. Dude, I'm stoked for this sequel.
Nice. Freaking love it.
Well, that's it. Okay, so you said you're at a 9, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say I'm at a 9 as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving on to our final trailer to talk about. You know, I just realized, like, me talking about with Miss Marvel, how like I was more interested in that one over the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer, because I thought that we were actually talking about that, but then I forgot that we decided not to.
I mean, we can cover real quick.
Okay.
I know that you're not like super excited about the Obi-Wan series.
The only thing that I'm excited for, because I mean, you know, like you know so much more about Star Wars, I feel, because my jam, and I know a lot of people are gonna hate me for this, is like the sequel, is like the main trilogies of movies. the sequel trilogy, prequel trilogy, and original trilogy. More so, I've seen the sequel trilogy more than any of the others. I know, hate me, go ahead. So the thing that I'm most excited for is, of course, to see Ewan McGregor back as Obi-Wan Kenobi. I am so freaking excited for that, and of course, Hayden Christensen coming back as Darth Vader.
Yeah. Yeah, the only things about that trailer that I'm going to throw out, I know that not many people. So the Inquisitors are, from what I've understood and like read about them, the Inquisitors are relatively new to the Star Wars universe.
Okay.
And the only reason that they have become part of the Star Wars universe is because they needed more lightsaber fights in Rebels.
Okay, you know what? I can justify that.
Yeah, so they just kind of were like, okay, we have these not Siths that work for like they're force sensitive dark side users. But they're not quite Sith.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, so that like because the Sith have this rule of two where there's one master and one apprentice.
Okay.
So the master always being Palpatine,
Mm-hmm.
he had for the longest time he had Darth Maul.
Okay.
Then when Darth Maul was defeated in battle, he went to Count Dooku. And then once Count Dooku was eliminated, it went to Darth Vader. And then Darth Vader just being like super freaking macho man in the Force was the apprentice for the longest amount of time.
And then we thought that... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, and so the apprentices have people underneath them that work for them, that they are Force sensitive or are recently converted Jedi.
Okay.
Like I know Count Dooku in the Clone Wars had a quote unquote apprentice named Ventress, and she was a former Jedi that, like, I think I may be butchering this too. Anyway, that the way that Inquisitors were described to me, they are force sensitive dark side users that
Okay.
are used for extra lightsaber battles.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah, so they just kind of got thrown in, and it became canon that they're the ones that were sent out and like hunting Jedi and everything. So everyone's saying that like Darth or Obi-Wan needs to just completely waste these characters. But yeah, so they do have some like cool character. Like the big one is like the Grand Inquisitor.
Okay.
But I know he doesn't die until Rebels, and in Rebels, Obi-Wan is already like an old man.
Okay. Gotcha.
So kind of like mild spoiler there, like nothing's going to happen to Grand Inquisitor. At least nothing worth a damn.
Just ruined the whole show.
I know, but I think everyone is going to be watching this show for the Obi-Wan Anakin flashbacks and the Obi-Wan Darth Vader fights.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No doubt about that.
Yeah, but apparently, like rumor has it, or just the showrunner or anyone involved with this is going to be the most brutal Darth Vader we have ever seen. Ooh. And they always like specifically say including Rogue One.
I mean,
like,
can you blame him? Because holy shit, he was ruthless in that movie.
Yeah, so they're just like, imagine that, just like way worse.
All right, I like it.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for that show. yeah, couldn't be more excited. Obi-Wan's always been my favorite Star Wars character. Like, always. Even before I saw the original, or the prequel trilogy. Like, I
Honestly, I
liked
would
him.
agree.
Like,
He always,
I liked him as Sir Alec Guinness being Ben Kenobi.
that's fair, dude. I remember, yeah, whenever yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber was always my go-to when me and my friends would choose lightsabers. But it seemed like whenever we would do like lightsaber battles at lunch, like of course, you pretend to have a lightsaber. I always got stuck with I was always Yoda because no one wanted to be Yoda, and so I would have to get on my knees just so it could be like correct height. And yeah, it's kind of hard trying to fight with a lightsaber, or trying to move around, even though you're not holding a lightsaber. It's very hard to move around and fight when you're having to just walk around on your knees. So yeah.
Dude, do you remember, or did you ever have those Star Wars battle figures? The ones that were, I forget what the hell they're called. Let me see. Let me see if I can find them real quick.
I don't think I ever had those.
A Tactics. That's the toy that I'm thinking of. Yeah, so they were these Star Wars figures on these little rollers, and when you would roll, like you could play on a table and place them like anywhere on the table, and then you created like your battle scene. And so you can move your characters a certain amount of spaces per turn and then make like a couple attacks and whatever. And so the Jedis always had like a really long lightsaber, and you could like twist them back because they had like rotatable torsos. So you would twist them back and then let them go, and they would swing and like hit the characters.
Okay.
And so like the whole goal was to knock down all of your opponent's figures. But they had like clone troopers that had blasters, and so you could like aim you would hold your toy down, aim with your thing, push the button, and it would fire, and you would try to like knock down the other character's toy. And then it would have like different advantages on the bottom. Like, so when you roll, like moving one space, it's like it makes a click. So you roll it and it's like click, 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 and then that's like how many spaces you can move. And so they would have like little tabs underneath. So like the Jedi, like I think Mace Windu had one, and he's just like, okay, if the tally is black, then you can stay up if knocked down. If it's white, you're dead, or just something like that. They were just like little rules or like character bonuses on the bottom of these characters. But it was so much freaking fun. Me and my brothers had like a ton of them growing up, but we never knew how to play properly. I forget what my point was to bringing these up. Other than like saying that I found a dude on TikTok that does a tactics battles, because he was able to collect all of the tactics, because they were collectible figures. And so yeah, he collected every single one of them, and his whole TikTok is making a tactics battles.
That's bitchin'.
It is so cool. It is so cool, cuz you'd have like just different bonuses too. So it's just like, okay, like if this character dies or gets knocked over with a white tab, then you can resurrect all Wookiees characters, like all other Wookiees that you had, or all of their clone troopers. It would just like keep ways to make the battle go on longer. And then you'd have like those little blasters, and so you'd either have to like make incredible shots. So you had like Jango Fett and Boba. You would have Force users. So it would kind of like the Force. It was like this, like it was more like a shield that you could fire, but it was like a force blast. But it would like it was so cool. It was so much. I'll have to send you a video of his. But yeah, like I said, I completely forgot the point to bringing this up. So, really excited for Obi-Wan. I am at a solid maybe 8 out of 10 because
Okay.
we did not see any Darth Vader. Once we see Darth Vader, I'm like 10 out of 10.
I'm at a 7. So
Completely fair.
I never freaking played this game, or I never played with these as a kid. And you know what? Now I feel I missed out because this looks like fun as hell.
Yeah, they were so much freaking fun. Like I said, me and my brothers never knew how to play properly.
I just love that.
But it was so much freaking fun. Like I remember it being a blast. Like the way that we played was just it was so much fun. And I honestly wish that we would have collected more.
That's fair.
Like I know for a fact we had like a ton of them.
Yeah.
But I don't know if my mom like got rid of them or something.
Oh.
But I would love to find these in like storage one day. Like that would be like my dream. Anyway, like
So does that make you feel old?
the tactics?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Do you want to feel even older?
Sure.
Well, no. So just, I don't know if you guys saw, but so this past Tuesday or yesterday, Grand Theft Auto 5 launched on PS5 and Xbox Series X. And I was thinking about it. I was looking through. I was like watching like the trailers from the original release, and I was like, "Holy shit, man!" I remember how hyped I was up for this game. And I'm thinking, how old is this game gonna turn next year? And I'm thinking, it came out in 2013. It's gonna be 10 years old next year.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, Does that make you feel freaking old? Because it makes me feel old. Grand Theft Auto 5 is gonna be 10 years old next year.
I need to go back and play that game. Like I never finished the story mode on that.
I'm offended.
Dude, I know. Like, but I have a valid excuse for it. It's because like my mom came down and saw me playing it one time when I got it, and she like was like, no more Grand Theft Auto for you, and so I was like, all right, whatever, and so I just stopped playing it.
Do you?
And
have
so
it
I
on
never like. I
Xbox
still have
One?
it. I still have it.
But do you have it on 360 or Xbox One?
Xbox One, but I'm pretty sure like you can get a free upgrade if you have the 360 version.
I don't think you. That's.
I think so. Like that's kind of how it worked with some of my older games.
Because they completely remastered it when they switched it over to Xbox One.
I might have to check again.
Because if you have it on 360, if you only have it on 360, if a copy of it gets delivered, it wasn't from me. Just saying that.
Yeah, but I realized too like how many games that I never completed because my mom didn't like them. Like I'm playing Dishonored again right now, and I've realized like, oh, I only made it to this point when I first got the game. Like I was playing it, I was just like, oh, I'd love to replay this. Like I'm not 100% certain I ever beat it, and I didn't even get halfway through it.
Wow.
Like I realized I'm like, oh, this is the last last level I remember playing, and I remember my mom coming down while I was playing it and saying that it was like a prostitution, like one of the you had to like go and sneak and attack these people while they were in a brothel.
Yeah.
And one of the characters you're trying to get a security code from, and he's attached to like this electric chair type thing, and he's like blindfolded, and you come in and he's just like, oh yeah, freaking zap me. And so you
What
do.
the hell?
Yeah, it's freaking weird.
Okay.
But this was the only place that he was like exposed, and so it's like, okay, like you have like a small window to go and get him, and so like you go and you freaking just zap the shit out of him, and then he's just like, I'll tell you everything. He tells you everything, and then you zap him again, and he dies.
All right.
But it was so uncomfortable because like my mom came down. It was either while I was going around the brothel and there were
Yeah.
like a bunch of girls around like wearing skimpy clothes. It was either during that or during the scene where you're like zapping him and he's like, it was like early into it because he was like getting off on it. Because you zap him the first time and he's just like, oh yeah, I've been bad. And you're just like, zap. And then he's just like, oh yeah, I earned that. Then he starts like, it's weird. It is super freaking weird. And eventually he's just like, he tells you what his safe word is. And then you zap him like a third time and he's just like, okay. And like says his safe word and he's like, okay, I'm like, good to go. And then you zap him again. He's like, ah, like, what was that for? Like it's super weird, dude. It is beyond uncomfortable. So like I completely understand why my mom didn't want me to play that one. But yeah, it was something else.
All right.
Anyway,
So yeah, if you guys want to feel old, GTA 5 turns 10 years next year. 10 years old next year. But moving on to our final trailer to talk about, and this I feel came out of nowhere because I feel DreamWorks was like hyping up either a Shrek 5 or a Shrek reboot for the longest time. They're like, oh yeah, it's gonna happen. We're getting the original cast back together. It's gonna be freaking awesome. And then a couple days ago, they're just like, bam, here's your first trailer for Puss in Boots 2. I'm like, okay, this came out of nowhere. I'm okay with it because Puss in Boots is one of the rare spin-offs that I think is actually really, really good.
it was really good. It was such a good sequel.
Yeah.
And that movie got so much hate.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah, which I never understood because it's a spin-off, people. It's not like it's like a direct sequel to any of the Shrek movies. It's a spin-off.
Yeah, it was just a good movie-going experience. It was just
It's just like a tale of Puss in Boots before he met Shrek and the gang. What's wrong with that?
It was fun. It was really fun.
I absolutely agree.
So I personally am very happy that we're getting a sequel to this. Like for me, it's like about damn time.
That is fair. And you know, I would have rejected the movie if Antonio Banderas was not coming back as Puss.
Oh, I absolutely would have done the same.
No one else can play Puss in Boots. I'm very excited to see Salma Hayek back as isn't it Kitty Softpaws? Isn't that her name? Yeah.
Yep.
Very excited to see her back. I love it. Caleb mentioned earlier when we were talking about this, he said they better put the old cat in there. Like, come on, you have to bring that cat back.
Dude, honestly, this has inspired me to go back and rewatch Puss in Boots.
Dude, same. Because I don't know about you, but freaking, I like the whole storyline with Humpty Dumpty and that. Isn't like the two? Didn't they make like Hansel and Gretel like freaking terrifying in that movie?
Yes.
Okay, that's who like the siblings are, right? It's Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're freaking terrifying in that movie.
Dude, I might turn that movie on tomorrow.
Dude, I might too. God damn it. Is that on Paramount Plus at all? Or is it on any streaming services?
I will check right now while you continue to talk about it.
Okay. So basically, the basic storyline of this film is Puss in Boots finds out that literally he's lived 8 of his 9 lives, and so he only has one life left to live. And it's about him, living it to the fullest, and what entails living it to the fullest. And not gonna lie, when they first because like the first scene is, I think, a clock tower falls on him, and that's how he dies this 8th time. And I remember thinking, I'm like, are they freaking killing off kissing Boots?
Kissing Boots.
Puss in Boots. In the freaking, are they really showing that they're killing him off in the trailer? Like, what the hell is this, just becoming Kitty Softpaws movie? But thank God, no. It's just them saying, oh hey, like he's died 8 times, now he's only got 1 life left. I think that's a very interesting idea for a sequel. I've never seen anyone explore, like, hey, what happens if a cat's down to its last life? So I love that idea. I think that's a really smart, fun idea. You're not, you don't really get you do see some stuff in this trailer, but not a lot. I mean, you still see the bantering between Kitty and Puss, which is great as always. Salma and Antonio are definitely bringing it for the sequel, and I'm so excited to see them back. But yeah, it really just a quick glimpse of what you'll get story-wise for this movie. Reintroduction to the characters, and you're given an introduction to the new characters. I forget the other new character's name. Do you remember his name at all, Caleb?
The new character?
Yeah, like the one that's like in between them. I think he's like a dog, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know if they gave us a name for him.
Let's find out.
But if you guys want to watch Puss in Boots, it is on Prime Video.
Hell yeah.
So I definitely know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Dude, it's been 10 years since Puss in Boots came out?
Yup.
Oh my...
I just saw that too.
Oh my god. I feel so freaking old now.
Dude, it's been over 10 years.
Oh yeah, because it came out in 2011.
Yup.
Oh, good lord.
It has been 11 years since Puss in Boots came out.
Why? Now, why you gotta make me feel so damn old?
That's insane.
Damn it, I'm not like seeing anything for this character's name. Is a dog? I'm pretty sure it's a dog, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems like a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they didn't give us a name in the trailer.
Okay. Well, yeah. Anyway, it's really focusing on Puss, Kitty, and then this dog. So yeah. So I guess we should say that it's actually called Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. It's not called Puss in Boots 2.
Yeah. So I'm genuinely excited for this.
I am too. Like, honestly, I'm, first trailer and I'm already at an 8.
Honestly, I think I'm about there too.
Hell yeah.
Like, if anywhere, I'm like maybe a little bit lower, but I'm at like a 7 point. I'd be more at a 7.9, but I'm not going to be that like anal about it. But so yeah, I'm at an 8 if I'm rounding.
Wait.
What?
Yeah. Wait, no, it's not Hansel and Gretel. It's Jack. Oh, it's oh my god. Wasn't it like the siblings that like run up the hill and then like one falls down? Jack and
Jill.
Yeah, Jack. That's who it is. Yeah, it's not Hansel and Gretel. It's Jack and Jill. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I can't wait to watch this tomorrow.
Because it was about this time that I think Hoodwink 2 came out as well, and that's where we got Hansel and Gretel. And yeah, we don't talk about that piece of shit because it's nothing compared to how great the first movie is. I love Hoodwinked so much. But anyway.
Yep.
Puss in Boots 2, or Puss in Boots: The Last is the last wish, right?
Wish.
The Last Wish. When does this come out? September 23rd. So we got a while, but I am absolutely so excited for this. Honestly, I will take this over Shrek 5 just because I know everyone hates Shrek Forever After, but I love so much how they ended the story in the fourth movie. I love that movie to death. It's honestly actually like my favorite Shrek movie. I know y'all can hate me for that, but I love Shrek Forever After. And so that was like a perfect ending to the series. So I never wanted them to touch it after that, and I hope they never do. So I will absolutely take Puss in Boots 2 over Shrek 5.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so should we rank these out of 4? What do you got?
Shit. That's hard.
Do you want me to go first so you can get an idea?
Yes.
Okay, so number 1, I gotta give to Sonic the Hedgehog 2 because I am stoked for the sequel. 2, I would actually give to Puss in Boots 2 because just very stoked for the sequel. 3 to Miss Marvel, and then 4 Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, ours is gonna be way different.
Hey, that's what makes our show so good.
Yeah, my number 4, I'm actually going to give to Ms. Marvel.
Okay.
My number 3, the margins between my 3, 2, and 1 are very close.
Okay.
But my number 3, I'm going to give to Puss in Boots.
Okay.
Number 2, I'm going to give to Sonic the Hedgehog.
All right, I'm out.
And then my number 1, I'm giving to Obi-Wan. Just because, off this trailer alone, I would probably put Obi-Wan at number 2. But it's just because I know what we're going to be getting out of this show that's bumping me up.
All right, fair
So
enough.
if I was doing it based off of the trailers, then it would go Ms. Marvel at the bottom, then Puss in Boots, then Obi-Wan, then Sonic. So just swapping my top 2. If you want to incorporate the trailer. If we're not taking trailers into account and just the overall anticipation, then Obi-Wan's at top.
Okay. Fair enough. It's kind of funny that my 4 is your 1 and your 1 is my 4. That's pretty funny.
I love when that happens, though.
Yeah, I agree. All right, well that should do it for Through the Wall. I think that's like the longest Through the Wall we've had in a while.
It was a long one.
That was awesome though. We had some good shit to talk about. Well, what do you say we move into our headliner of the evening?
I say let's do it.
All right, so on this week's episode for our, I almost said main event, sorry, headliner, we'll be breaking down Pixar's newest film, Turning Red, which is now streaming on Disney Plus. If you guys have not seen it, but if you are new to our podcast, which I was gonna say, like, how are you like new? We're like over 200 episodes in, but like, you never know.
Well, you can't blame people that are new because we are not like an episodic podcast. It is very much true. Like it's whatever movie we want to talk about. So you can jump in at any point.
That is a very good point. But so if you are new to our podcast or break down everything, welcome. But here on the All Bros podcast, when it comes to breaking down movies, we break them down by 8 different categories, and those are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we give it our own genre grade. And all of those magical numbers get combined together, and that gives us our final score for the movie. So if you guys have not,
it's our personal grade.
Personal grade, I'm sorry.
I know. I need to change it.
But anyways, if you guys have not seen Turning Red, and I know it's still a very new movie, you have been warned. We are going to be giving away every single plot point of the movie. So if you haven't seen it yet, pause this episode, go watch it on Disney Plus, and then come back and listen to this episode. 'Cause here we go. All right. In 2002, Mei Li is a 13-year-old Chinese-Canadian girl living in Toronto, Canada. Mei helps take care of the Li's family's temple dedicated to their ancestor, Sun Li, and works to make her strict, overprotective mother, Ming Li, proud. She tries to hide her personal interests from Ming, such as her crushes on boys and the fact that she and her best friends, Miriam, Priya, and Abby, are fans of the boy band Four Town. Ming inadvertently embarrasses Mei in front of several students, including Tyler, a school bully, leading Mei to have a nightmare. The next morning, Mei wakes up to find herself inexplicably transformed into a gigantic red panda. After hiding from her parents, Mei discovers that she only transforms when she is in a state of high emotion. Her parents believe her distress is caused by her first period. I'm so bad at saying sentences like that, and I apologize. Later...
Did they think it was because of her first period?
Yes, they do.
I thought it was... I thought it was the mom saying, thinking that she was having, period problems at the beginning. And then she realized, oh, it's not. It's panda problems.
Wait, let me find out. Oh, I think, okay, so they kind of mismatched it, making it sound like they're getting ahead of themselves with exposing her at school yet, but that hasn't happened yet. With her finding, because you're talking about how the mom sees her turn into a red panda at school, and then she's like, okay, it's not a period, that's what you're talking about, right?
I didn't think it was because, that's, it could have been, I don't know. But that would have been a really awful thing to deal with at the same time.
Oh god, yeah.
But no, I
Pixar
thought
Pixar really diving into some deep shit at that point.
Yeah, no joke. But yeah, the way that I interpreted it is that her mom thought it was her period, and then realized later that it was the panda.
Yeah, and I feel like they didn't do a really good job writing it that way. Because yeah, that's exactly how it goes in the movie. So yeah, after hiding from her parents, Mei discovers that she only transforms when she is in a state of high emotion, and her parents believe her distress is caused by her first period. Later, Ming finds out the truth when she again embarrasses Mei at school, causing her to transform again. Ming and Jin, Mei's father, explain that Sun Yi was granted the ability to transform into a red panda in order to protect her daughters, and every female member of the family since has inherited... Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Okay. So they explain that Sun Yi was granted the ability to transform into a red panda in order to protect her daughters, and every female member of the family since has inherited the ability when they come of age. This has become inconvenient and dangerous, so the red panda spirit must be sealed in a talisman. Talisman, thank you. In a talisman by a ritual on the night of the red moon in a month's time. Mei's friends inadvertently discover her transformation, but take a liking to it, and Mei finds that concentrating on them and breathing deeply prevents her from transforming. She convinces her parents to let her continue her normal life, though Ming keeps an eye on Mei. Excuse me. Four Town announces a show in Toronto as part of their concert tour, but Ming refuses to let Mei attend it. Using her red panda form, Mei and her friends begin to raise money for the tickets secretly. Tyler asks Mei to entertain at his birthday for money oh my god, wow, I cannot do English sentencing today. I'm sorry. Tyler asks Mei to entertain at his birthday for money. At the party, Mei discovers that the concert will actually be on her ritual night. She gets angry and attacks Tyler when he insults her about her family, scaring all of the other kids. Ming discovers Mei's recent activities and chastises her friends for seemingly corrupting and taking advantage of her. we'll talk about that later, but I feel that is like such a great like not character moment, but it's like so in character for her mom, and I love that they didn't do like um the whole thing that, oh, even though the mom saw that it was her daughter like transforming at free will, she still thinks that it's because her friends made her do it. It's not her daughter deciding to, do it herself.
Yeah,
I
well,
loved that.
when you raise a child that you think is this perfect angel, there's like nothing in your mind that can convince you, oh, they're capable of doing something wrong.
It's true.
Which I've never. I mean, even with Iris, like I'm not so stupid and naive to think that she's not capable of doing some sketchy shit. Like I know somewhere down the line she's going to.
What? She is sweet and innocent, goddammit.
Yeah, for right now. Ish. She's
Ish.
she's a sneaky little one. Dude, and she knows it. Like if you tell her that she's not allowed to have something, and she'll like go and grab it and like hide, and then she like it's okay. So I told her that she wasn't allowed to color because we were putting like all of her crayons and shit away, and so she grabbed a crayon, ran off, and then I heard like I thought I got all the crayons, like I didn't realize she had a crayon, and so I like was. I didn't hear from her for a while because it was like super quiet, and so I was like, okay, that's suspicious, and so I got up and was like looking for her and found her, and she was like underneath the table, like drawing on this piece of paper, and I was just like, what are you doing? And then like she like looked over at me and she's like, what? And I was like, I told you weren't allowed to color, or not allowed. Like I told you we were done coloring.
Over.
Yeah, I'm like, I told you we were done coloring, and she's just like, what? Like almost said it exactly like that too. She's just, what?
Oh, that's
like,
adorable.
You stink.
That's adorable. Oh, I love that. Let's see. So May's grandmother, Wu, and her aunts come to assist in her ritual, much to Ming's dismay. As May prepares herself, Jin finds videos she took of her as the panda with her friends and tells her this was the happiest he has seen her. During the ritual, just as the red panda form is about to be sealed, May decides to keep her powers. She abandons the ritual to attend the concert at the Sky Dome with her friends, who forgive May for her actions at the party and discover Tyler is also a 4-townie like the girls and May. However, during her escape from the temple, May inadvertently damaged her mother's talisman. Talisman, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Talisman. An enraged Ming transforms into a kaiju-sized red panda. I love how they use that wording. Kaiju-sized red panda and disrupts the concert, intending to take back May by force.
Dude, I loved how the dad completely undersold how big
Seriously,
panda was. He's just
you never
like,
said it was that big.
Yeah, he's just like, I said she was big. Not that big.
There's a reason he only saw it once. Like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
While the audience hides, May and Ming argue about May's independence, and May accidentally knocks her mother out. The rest of the Lee family arrive to help.
I don't think that was an accident.
No, it was not. She meant to do that. All of the women break their talismans to use their red panda forms to help bring Ming into a new ritual circle. May's friends and Town join in singing to complete the ritual, sending May, Ming, and the other women to the astral plane. May reconciles with Ming and helps her mend her bond with Wu, whom Ming accidentally scarred at some point during her first transformation and drove Ming's perfectionism. The other Lee women conceal their red pandas in new talismans, but May decides to keep hers as she is finally figuring out who she wants to be. Sometime later, May and her family help raise money to repair the Sky Dome. May and Ming's relationship has improved, and May balances her temple duties with spending time with friends, now including Tyler.
Hell yeah.
How did I not pick up that Tyler was at the end? I thought it was still just the four of them. I don't know how I missed him.
I missed him too.
Oh,
The
okay.
second time too.
Oh, okay.
Like, now that you've said it, I'm like, oh yeah, but like I wouldn't have remembered that off the top of my head.
Okay, all right, good. I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I freaking love this movie.
Dude, it was so good. It was, I mean, it wasn't like the best movie that Pixar's ever done, but
oh no,
it was up there.
Like, I feel we all have like our favorite Pixar movies that, like, to us it's like top tier Pixar. If I had like, my favorite Pixar movie is like Toy Story 2. That will always be my favorite. But if I had to say like like just single movie, no sequel, honestly, I would probably give it to Inside Out. That is still like top Pixar for me right there.
Absolutely agreed. Inside Out is one of my favorites. Like, I love that movie. But yeah, this one was good. It was heartwarming. It had like a really good message for like everyone, like kids and adults, I feel.
Yeah, it did. There, you ever like, I don't know, like, I was actually on TikTok, and like someone pointed out something that I never even noticed. Because this movie does actually, I feel like there isn't like any like huge like focuses on the LGBTQ community. But there is a scene with Priya, and I don't know how I missed this when they're at the party. Because it's kind of showcased that she actually might be bisexual, because she's a four townie, but when she's at like the party that May was going to turn into the panda for Tyler, she starts like kind of like vibing with this goth girl, and they're like really having a good time, and her like friends are like encouraging her on, like giving her thumbs up, like go go go, and it's such a like, now like going back and like watching it again, I'm like, oh, this is such a great moment. I love that Pixar is working this into this. I love this.
Yeah, I noticed that the first time. I was just like, good for you, Disney.
Yeah.
Like,
Love
it's
it.
not like blatantly out there. You're not shoving it in our face or anything. Like, not trying to like get this subliminal message out into the world. Like, it's just it's subtle and it's
Yeah.
nice. It's like, it's super nice.
Yeah, it was such a great moment. And just, yeah, and I have you heard how like a lot of people were saying that like this should have actually been rated PG-13, not PG?
For what?
Because the subjects that they go after, like with puberty, with like girls like being really attracted to boys at May's age, like with her like drawing all of those drawings, like a lot
Okay,
of
the drawings are the only thing that made me feel like, oh, is this what's this rated? But no, like,
yeah,
I did not feel like it ever crossed too far into a PG. Could you imagine this movie being PG-13? That'd be ridiculous.
I don't think I could ever imagine a Pixar movie being rated PG-13. That would just be so weird. Like G, okay, yeah, if this was rated G, I'd be like, okay, yeah, you should have reconsidered this being a PG film, because there are some elements in this film that you need to revisit and really understand that, yeah, this really isn't, you shouldn't be showing young kids this. Like, this is something for them when they're older down the road.
Yeah, in the
yeah,
PG range.
Yeah, but yeah, PG-13. That's just no
too much.
Yeah.
It's just, especially with how little of a scene that was. It was so small and insignificant. Like, if they would have taken it any further than that, I'd probably be like, okay.
See, this is what would have signified them having to rate it PG-13, because they did this in the Simpsons movie, and this is not rated R because it's cartoon. Is if May drew freaking like actual like nudity on Tyler, because in the Simpsons movie we actually do see Bart's penis. So yeah, if she drew like any type of nudity, I feel even like the butt, that would have been too much.
Yes.
She
did draw him without like a shirt.
See, I think that's fine. Anything below the waist, that's a little much.
Yeah. But I mean, overall, like, yes, it was a very racy scene. Like it was almost like I shouldn't be watching this.
Seriously though.
Like it was just the way that she was, like, how much she was like drawing, or it was the intensity. It was the intensity.
Dude, the
of her
facial
drawing.
expressions that she was giving as she was like drawing under her bed in all these drawings was just amazing.
Yeah, which we'll get into with effects, but
oh yeah,
bro, like, so good.
I can't get over like how much I love. Like, I love that this movie takes place in the early 2000s, and I'm not gonna lie, that just makes me feel really freaking old because people are starting to make movies being flashbacks to the early 2000s with, like, Tamagotchis and stuff like that, and that just makes me feel really freaking old because that's shit that I grew up with.
Yup.
I never had a Tamagotchi, but I know I had quite a few friends that did.
I had a Tamagotchi.
How were they? I've always wondered.
They were a blast.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, my favorite thing to do with mine. So Tamagotchis had this, had an online world.
Wow, I didn't know.
So if you went online, you could enter a code that your Tamagotchi would give you, and your Tamagotchi would take a trip to the online world, and then you could go and do like different activities, get them like just do like some random shit, like play games, all with your Tamagotchi. And then when you were done, you would send your Tamagotchi back to your device.
Yeah.
It was so cool. It was like one of the first things that I ever did that connected something that I owned in quote unquote the real world and could play with on the digital world. And there was just something so awe-inspiring to see, like, I put in a code on this device and now I'm seeing it on this device. Like, it was so cool. It was so cool back then. And you could do, like, cool stuff, too. So, like, you could create, like, an apartment and, like, have a house and, like, design that. And then you could, like, it was cool because you could send your Tamagotchi to go do shit like that. Like, it was so much fun. It was so much fun. Like, if Tamagotchis made a comeback, I wouldn't be upset in the slightest. They were so much fun, but
I thought they did.
Yeah, like
a couple of years ago, didn't they make a comeback?
Kinda, like kind of a knockoff version of Tamagotchi.
Oh, okay.
I feel
that's bullshit.
But yeah, like like it was sad too, because like eventually, like if you stopped taking care of your Tamagotchi, it would die, and so when you would come back and to your device or come back to your Tamagotchi and your little pet would be dead, it was heartbreaking.
That is sad. I'm not gonna lie, that is sad.
Yeah, like the one thing that did kind of freaking suck is whenever you had to start over and you had like an egg that would take forever to hatch. Like it was ridiculous how long it took to hatch. But yeah, Tamagotchis were so much fun. And they freaking knocked it on the head with the mom getting her panda put into a Tamagotchi and having to like feed it, like, oh my gosh, this thing needs constant care. Like, that's exactly how I feel about how I felt about Tamagotchis. Like, they needed so much freaking care. But wow. Yeah, I got better about like caring for them when I could like upload them.
Okay.
But yeah, they were fun. If you missed out.
Damn it. But yeah, this just whole movie with like being set in what did I say, 2002, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yep, 2002. God, that just makes me feel really freaking old. So thank you, Pixar. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no joke.
But yeah, I loved so much the friendship that they set up between these four girls. Throughout the whole, I mean, I love that it was like already established. You know, you don't really get like any like backstory to like how they became friends and nothing like that. It's all of a sudden like literally May walks through the doors of the school and she's just like, besties assemble, and she's just pointing to all three of them and they just come running to her. I love it so much. It was so great. But what else is there to say about this? What is there any aspects of the story you didn't like?
That I didn't like?
Yeah.
Ooh. There wasn't a whole lot that I didn't care for.
That's good to hear.
Like, honestly, the only thing that I did care for was the boy band aspect, but it was just like I'm a boy. So I've
you
never
didn't listen
been
to like NSYNC or Backstreet Boys when you were our age?
No. Like that type of music never appealed to me.
God, maybe that really did. God, I was bi back then.
Yeah, like,
wow, that just really solidified it for me. Yeah, if Caleb didn't listen to it, then yeah, okay, yeah, wow.
Well, I knew some guys that were into that kind of music. They weren't as like open about it as these girls were, but like boy bands were the thing with girls our age.
That's true.
Like, actually, I think even for us, because we were a little bit past this point. So hold on, let's see. I need to do some quick math. Oh, jeez. So if May was 13 in 2002, that means she was born in 1989.
Wow.
So, and then us being born, what is that, 6 years later? Or 6 or 7 years later? Like,
yeah.
There were a few things that we missed out on. Like, I think we missed out almost completely on the major teenage boy band phase. Because I didn't know too many girls that were into boy bands, but I did know quite a few that were into like the teen heartthrob people.
See, I really only started listening to like NSYNC, NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys because of my sister.
Yeah. Like what year was she born?
90.
90. So yeah, she would have been right in that prime spot.
Yeah.
For boy bands. Like, she would only be a year younger than May.
Yeah, she's so perfect.
Yeah, so yeah, dealing with that, or addressing that, like I said, we missed out on that. Like we were in the transition period, but where I went from like boy bands to the heartthrob. Like, I think by the time we were 13, 14, or however old it was when he came out, like, Justin Bieber was the thing.
Oh God.
Yeah, and like everyone and their mother had a crush on him. So
yeah, I never did, but that's just me.
No, because he looked like a little douchebag.
This is true. He still does.
Yeah, very much so. But yeah, so like that was the only aspect of this I just didn't like quite grasp onto because, like I said, we missed it.
Yeah, I mean, I only grasped onto it just because I grew up with a sister that
Yeah.
was
That makes sense.
born into that age. Yeah.
Yeah, like I didn't have, or I wasn't like close to any of my cousins that would have been into that stuff.
Because when was Panina born? Wait,
I have no idea.
Okay. Observant are you? I'm just kidding.
Not very. Like I could get like anytime. Like the only reason, like I, this is gonna make me sound like a dick. I know when her birthday is. I could give a shit how old she is.
I mean, dude, do you honestly think that she listens to this podcast?
I don't know,
Oh,
but she
well.
might.
Well, if she does, first of all, hi, Panina. And second of all, I don't know what second of all is.
I have a second of all, but it's not appropriate. Anyway.
Moving on. Before Caleb says something that he might regret. Or at least regret saying on the podcast.
That would be arguable.
Okay,
anyway.
fair enough.
Yeah, other than that, I really liked most of the other story aspects. There wasn't anything I hated. There was definitely stuff I liked more than others. But overall, I liked it. I wish we would have gotten to see more interactions with her dad.
I did too. Like, I loved what they did with her mom. Like, I really enjoyed that they didn't make her like, yes, she was, overprotective, wanted her to go into like a certain direction, but I like that they didn't, she wasn't unlikable. I still very much liked her mom. It never got to the point where I'm just like, well, I just don't like this character. Honestly, I never unliked the character at all, even when it got to the point of where I disagreed with what direction she was going with her daughter, with like punishment and everything like that. And when they bring in the grandmother and the aunts, it's completely explained why she is the way that she is, and it's completely understandable.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes when she's talking about like right after May did the presentation on why she should be allowed to go to the concert, and then she like grabs all her shit, walks off, and like rolls her eyes at her mother, and she's just like, who does she think she is acting like this? Like, who treats their mother like this? And then immediately treats her mother like that. Like, yeah. And then like she goes, picks up the phone. It's your mother. I'm not here.
It's yeah. Sorry.
So good. I love that.
No, I absolutely agree with you on the dad, though. And he has one of the sweetest moments in the movie when he sees the footage of her and her friends just like goofing around, and you see like the smile on his face, and he explains like, this is like the happiest I've seen you, and I love seeing this side. Like, that just like warmed my heart. I'm like, aw.
Yeah, like he, like, you understand too where he's coming from, because he was always in a position of being judged or not liked for who he was, and as like especially when it came to his mother-in-law, and so he, like, how willing he was to let May be who she was. Like, he was totally willing to let her go to the concert and go to school and do all this other stuff with the understanding that she was going to be in control of her abilities, or of her transformations, I should say. Like, what am I freaking talking about? Like, like I said, he was willing to go along with whatever she wanted to let her be herself, as long as she was able to maintain a level of safety. Like, he was like, after they performed the tests on her and was like showing her those flashcards and the box of kittens and everything, and he's just like sure, you can go.
Sold me.
Yeah, like, why not? And it was always the mom that was like putting up the fight about it.
Yeah.
So it was nice, like it's seeing him in like that kind of position, because I feel like it's always like Disney grandmas and Disney dads that seem to be harsh. Like thinking back
Yeah.
onto like King Trident, or I don't know. I feel like there's another dad somewhere. Oh, like Mulan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, her dad was just like, nah. So it's nice seeing like a Disney dad be encouraging, and I love that they're taking this route, because like they're getting into the child dynamics that are like that have real problems,
Yes.
like the mother daughter, like that's a big one. I would love to see them take on some more father and son ones.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
But and then like a mother and son would be really interesting too.
I honestly think I would actually want to see that before father and son. Honestly, I don't know why. Well, actually,
I think
do
I know why.
Yeah, I take that back. Yeah,
Can you say daddy issues?
exactly.
But yeah, and just a bunch of other like family dynamics. But I feel like I think they nailed the father daughter relationship here, because out of all of the different dynamics of relationships between parent and child, the father daughter one is supposedly the easiest. Like the one
Is it Caleb though? Is it
that is from what I understand. Like
okay?
everyone talks about like same gender relationships are always have some weirdness to them. Like mother daughter, father son always have something. Like there's just something different about those relationships.
Okay.
The mother son relationship is also different, because unlike the father daughter relationship, in a mother son relationship, the mother is going to end up not the woman in the son's life. Right?
Shit. Yeah.
Like at one point she is going to lose her place in the hierarchy of people.
Yeah.
And then like that's how it's not quite the same in like a father daughter relationship, because a daughter doesn't need to replace her father. Like she's it's more she's gaining a partner, not replacing her father in that role. Like in the daughter's eyes, her father is always like the king of the household.
Okay.
Like even when she gets married.
Yeah. All right.
Like I'm
Yeah.
totally simplifying all this shit that I've learned, but
But
yeah,
you're doing
like
it
that.
very well.
That's the general idea of that relationship.
Okay.
Like with a mother and son, the mother is like the queen until you find a new queen.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then like yeah. But anyway, I digress. But I really liked what's her name? Domi Shi, who is the director of this, her interpretation of everything, because she's like she does really great storytelling, like, and from the Asian perspective as well. Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, you're good. Yeah, I just thought it was super interesting. Like everything, it's just that the clashing of a child coming of age and growing into their own person and not wanting to let that go,
Yeah.
There's this other study that I've learned where by the age of 12, parents will lose 80% of the one-on-one time with their kids. Because that's around the age that they start to want to hang out with their friends more, or want to have after school activities, or start doing this or that, and so they lose a lot of their one-on-one time with their child by the age of 12.
Aww.
And so I think this movie was just showing that like that separation, like the mother-daughter, or May and Ming have always been like tied as thieves, but eventually it gets to the point where she wants to hang out with her friends more. She wants to go out and do things that she wants to experiment with her life.
Yeah.
Like the way that she was explaining, she wants to experiment with different types of music, but she just wants to go and enjoy the music that she enjoys.
Yeah.
So I think that was just something that we saw Ming struggling with a lot. And I loved the scene when they were doing the or performing the ritual, and May comes across young Ming.
Yeah, that was an amazing scene.
Yeah, like just struggling with all the things that she's struggling with. Like, oh my gosh, I'm just like, yes! Oh, like, so good. Such good storytelling there.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I don't know. I really don't know what else to say about the story. It's so good. The fact that this is so the director of this, she actually directed the Pixar short that came out a couple years ago called Bao, the one with about the mother that
Eats
is
her
having
dumpling.
Yep. that yep. And but of course it turns out to be a metaphor, or because that's how she feels with her son and him leaving and all that jazz. Super cute short. Really, really, really good. And I feel this was a huge. I think this was a great stepping stone for her with being able to direct this movie.
Yeah, I completely forgot that she addressed the father's mother son relationship, and she
I did
did
too.
a
And
really good job with that too in
yeah,
such a
she
short
did.
time.
Yeah. So yeah, she kills it with these kind of stories.
Yeah, and it's nice seeing the cultural differences too. Like culturally, it is like very Western. Like we haven't seen anything where it's like an arranged marriage or anything, which I feel a total side note, like an arranged marriage love story would be crazy to see.
Yeah, that would be.
Like if anyone has a good arranged marriage relationship movie to recommend, I would love to hear them. But anyway, yeah, she does really good at like applying culture to relationships.
Absolutely.
Like, and I love that they didn't dive too heavily into the Asian culture and like the honoring of your ancestors. Like I feel like they could have just like saturated the movie with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it was like nice. It was just like very subtle, and we understood like most of it. Like
Yeah.
I obviously we don't understand the like intricacies of it, but we understood like the general idea of everything.
Yes.
But
I agree.
yeah, I really like this story. I didn't have very many problems with it.
Neither did I.
Shit, am I like super high on this? I was initially coming into this thinking I was going to give it in like the high 80s, but I think I might have talked myself up.
Hell yeah.
Where are you at?
I'm in the high 90s. And me
The high 90s?
Yeah. Or sorry,
Shit.
low 90s. I apologize.
Oh, I was
Sorry.
gonna say like good for you.
So personally, I am going to give this a 93 for story.
That is actually almost exactly where I'm at. I'm just 1 point lower at a 92.
Hell yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, so that averages us out to a 92.5. Moving on over to writing.
I feel the writing was just as strong as the story.
I do too. There wasn't anything that stood out too much, but I did realize or recognize that there was not very much wasted dialogue.
There was not. I mean, the biggest thing that I was afraid of with the writing for this, especially with May, was she might. I felt, even though she's 13, and when you're 13, you're obnoxious. You're a teenager. So of course you're going to be kind of a little bit annoying to some other people. But honestly, she never was annoying to me, and I feel that's like a remarkable feat, whatever, for Pixar to accomplish, because with like all the advertisements, I'm sure a lot of people thought that, oh my god, she's just going to be like the most annoying Pixar character ever. But turns out, no, she's actually, I feel, a truly compelling character, and the writing for her is just incredible. It's so good.
Yeah, gosh, like the writing was like so interesting. The only one that I feel I'm going to dock for, and it was just because there was a lot of stuff that she said that I needed subtitles for, and this was Jin, the Korean friend, the one that was like super hyper. There was a lot. I think it was Jin.
No, that's Abby.
It was Abby.
Yeah.
Which one? Which one was Jin?
Wait. Okay. The Asian.
Shit. 1 second.
No, you're good.
I freaking love that someone posted, or what? This website posts a picture of the characters.
Little cheat sheet.
Oh, Jin is the dad. Whoops.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, so it was Abby.
Okay.
Dude, this is so funny. Like, have you seen pictures of the actresses?
No,
They look exactly like their character. Other than Miriam.
Awesome. Really?
Yeah. Like,
okay, I gotta look this up now.
Yeah, like that's cool. That's super cool. But yeah, Abby was like the super hyper Korean friend. And there was a lot of stuff that she spoke really fast, and I don't really think that was her. It's hard for me to consider that a writing issue.
I mean, she had some of the best lines though. Like when they are admiring that kid at the little convenience store, she's just like, my mom said that she cut his hair. I got to feel it. It's very soft. She loses it. I love it. And then the other two, besides May, is just like, oh come on, girl, hook a girl up. Like, you got to give us some. I'm just like, you know what? That is truly something a 13-year-old would say.
Dude, I loved the line where they were talking about Four Town, or where May was like, "It's Four Town, like we're four townies," and talking about that, and they're just like, "Yeah, but going to see Four Town's like $1 million, and Devin's free."
Yeah, no, it's so great. Yeah, because Freya's just like, yeah, he's right there, and yeah, Abby chimes in, and free. her facial movements just like make it so great, and her like emphasis on using her hands.
Yeah,
dude,
the only character that I feel was like even slightly wasted, at least writing wise, was Devin, because I feel like he was just kind of like a throwaway character.
Yeah, you'd think that like maybe we would have revisited like him, discovering the pictures that she had drew, or like at least like doing something with that.
I do feel like they couldn't do that with the age difference. Like, how do you handle that?
Well, I mean, I don't mean like that, but
No,
maybe.
like I'm not even talking like, oh, he suddenly like has feelings for May or anything. I'm just talking like, how do you address those drawings? Like,
Fair enough.
do you like, because either way, you make him look like a douchebag or a pervert.
Yeah, all right, yeah, you got a point there.
Because you can't go back and show him like, oh, he hated them. Because
That's
then you're like,
true.
oh, douchebag, and then you can't show him like liking them or hanging them up, because then you're like, ew, that's pervy.
Yeah. So I guess it is a good thing that literally the only thing that we ever see him do is just like have like a wide-eyed expression on his face when he sees him at first.
Yeah, like any normal person would.
Yeah.
Um. Okay, there. Now that I think of it, there's something that is like writing wise that I didn't care for. When she was running past the convenience store as a panda, and then she like starts thumping her leg and "Awooga," like does that. I'm like, that was dumb.
that was a little much.
Yeah, it was funny, but kind of dumb. So I mean, I'll dock for that, but not like a whole lot.
Yeah. Because I was fine with like the only joke like really being with her being not infatuated, but like realizing that, oh shit, I actually do think it's hot. He's hot. It's just when like during the whole like scene when she's at her computer and she's like drawing, he's just like, you know what, like even his arms aren't great, but like maybe he has nice abs, and just she's like looking over her drawing, and she like takes off her headphones. And then she grabs the notebook and presses it up against her and stands up, and then just like rolls under her bed and like continues drawing.
Gosh, that dude, I thought
Or
that was
forget.
so
I
funny.
love the part where she it's not able to go under the bed fully, and her mom of course comes in because of course and offers her a snack, and she keeps telling herself, "Don't look at the notebook, don't look at the notebook," and she does. Just like I like it shouldn't be funny, but it's freaking hilarious.
It was that. I felt that was super well written.
Yeah,
It's just
it
like
really
the way
was.
that she's just like super small pupils, and then like shoots down just like super quick, and then she's like, no, because she knows damn well her mom was just like, oh,
It's like, oh.
um, what? So I thought the scene. There were a couple scenes that I thought were like really well done in getting across the emotions that they wanted to. When Ming took the pictures that May drew to the gas station or to the convenience store,
Oh, yeah.
dude, I had such bad secondhand embarrassment.
I love it.
Like this, when she pulled out the pictures, I was just like, no. Like I was like right there with May.
Dude, the fact that and she's like they do like slow it down as she's putting the paper, it's just so perfect.
Yeah, it's just like like exactly what she was saying. She's just like, it's fine, you just have to move and change your name. I was just like, you can never go back there ever again. So I really like that scene because, like I said, secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah.
And the scene right after or right during Ming, getting mad at her friends. Right after she attacked Tyler.
Oh, yeah.
So, and getting on her friends like for corrupting her daughter and everything, and this like sitting there with May, and she's just like, wait, that's not true. Like trying to give May the opportunity to just kind of own up and be like, yeah, this is like, it was my idea and blah 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 blah, but just the silence, like not trying to go but and then not saying anything. It's just the silent, and then it's just the shameful look, because she knew, like,
Yeah.
like the second her friends saw that, like, they knew, and it was just knowing that if I were in that same situation back at 13, that is exactly how I would have reacted. Like, I would have let my mom freaking rip into good friends of mine because I was too much of a coward to speak up.
Wow. See how it is. I don't even think we knew each other at 13, did we?
I don't think so.
Or did we?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think we knew of each other, if anything.
Yeah.
Because we didn't become friends till like 9th grade.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because we had health class together in like 8th grade, right?
PE. Oh, and health.
Yeah.
We did have health.
Oh, yeah, because you were Coach Steph's like teacher assistant.
Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, that's from a child that doesn't know how to speak up to against their parent, that is exactly how I would have handled that entire interaction. So I'm like, well played.
Just think, if we knew each other back then and he did that, this podcast might not be happening. We might not be friends anymore.
Yeah, well, I was never as brave as May and even attempted to do bad things.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like, I didn't start doing, I can't even call it bad. Like, I didn't start doing my own thing until a little later. Yeah, other than that, I think everyone else was really well used. Maybe the antis were a bit much, but
that's fair. But I feel like that was kind of the point.
Yeah, it was definitely the point. So it's hard to get upset about it. But I dug it.
As did I.
But yeah, I think you're right on. I think maybe the writing for me might be a little bit lower. Like, instead of a 92, I think I'm at a 90.
Okay. Yeah, for me, I would agree. Same thing, a little lower. So I'll go 91.
All right. Well, that averages us out to a 90.5. Next up, we got acting. So the cast for this, we have Rosalie Chang, who played Mei Lin, Sandra Oh, who played her mother, Ming, Ava Morse, who played Miriam, who is Mei Lin's friend, Hyen Park, who also played another one of her friends, Abby. Oh, bloody hell. I do not know how to say that. Maitreyi Ramakrishnan, who played Priya. Orion Lee, who played Jin. And then Wei Ching Ho, who played the grandma. Then any others you wanted to include?
One that I would want to include is James Hong, who played the voice of Mr. Gao.
Yes.
I love him. It's Gao, right? Isn't that how they said it?
Yeah, Mr. Gao.
Yeah. Because not only do I love this actor, but I love Mr. Gao in this movie.
Yeah. I have a feeling we're gonna have very similar top three. So who's your top three?
Number 3. Sorry, let me pull this cast up again. I apologize. Damn, this is hard. You know what? Number 3, I'm gonna give to Ava Morse, who played Miriam. I really liked her character, and I loved her voice. I thought she did a great job. Um, number number 2, just because I loved her expressions and just she just put like so much emphasis into like certain words, and I just loved it so much. So my 3 is actually going to be High Park, so Abby. And then number 1 I would give to Rosalie Chang. Is that how you say her last name, Chang?
I think so.
So as Maylin. Okay, you know what? Actually, I'm sorry. Can I change my 3rd?
Sure.
So actually, I would bump down Ava Morse to 4, and then I would actually give number 3 to Sandra Oh, because she was so good as the mom.
Okay.
So that's my top 3.
Yeah. So, my number 3, I'd actually give to Orion Lee, who played Jin.
Okay.
Maylin's dad.
I love it.
I loved how soft-spoken he was, and like I just loved his character overall, and like the way that he was talking to Maylin, it was just very non-judgmental. Like he did the same thing with me, like very not non-judgmental, very just soft and kind, and just wholesome overall. My number 2, I probably have to give to Sandra Oh, who played Ming. I thought she did a really good job at playing that overbearing helicopter mom. I felt like she sold the relationship really well, because I feel like other overbearing like helicopter parents that we've seen kind of oversell it. Like they just kind of get too enthusiastic about it, and it's like, okay, now it doesn't feel quite real. Like you can't feel or hear the love behind what they're saying or what they're doing.
Yeah.
But with her, like you could definitely tell that there was like a lot of love behind everything that she said. Like even when it was like the mathletes thing, like she just wanted to go and like encourage her daughter.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't anything like vicious. It wasn't anything like bad for her to want. It just happened to be like May just didn't want her there. I mean, obviously because it was a lie, but still. Yeah, it was just like she really sold the love for me, and I feel like that's a really hard thing for people to pull off. So I loved her performance there, and then yeah, my number 1, same as you, giving it to Maylin. She was such a gem. So like I was afraid too that she was going to be annoying. I'm like, because there was a trailer that came out that she's just like, oh yeah, like I'm an adult, or at least according to the Toronto like bus system, and it's like adult 13 to however old.
65.
Yeah, so I'm like, like I feel like that kids who think that they're adults that are like 13 are annoying to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I think like the only part of her dialogue that got on my nerves, and it was the beginning, like the way that she was describing, like I do what I want, say what I want, 24/7, 365. I'm like, gosh, shut up. But it got so much better after she's just like, if I want to do a cartwheel, I'm going to do a cartwheel. And then she like falls on her face and then just starts picking up her shit.
I'm pretty sure this is the first time I've ever heard crap in a Pixar movie.
Really?
I'm pretty sure, at least to me. I don't think I've ever heard crap
Huh.
said in any other Pixar movie.
Yeah, I really dug that. Like they were able to like off. There was a lot of balance in this movie that I noticed. Like the Miriam was like perfectly like centered of like enthusiastic and calm. Like she was just like a perfect center. And then they were able to do the same thing with Priya and Abby, where Priya was just completely unenthusiastic, or it felt like that, very monotone. And then the complete opposite end of that spectrum was Abby, where she was just over hyped about everything. And I just loved that yin and yang.
Yes, I absolutely agree.
I hope that's not like appropriation type shit.
I don't
But
think so.
you know what I mean, just that
Yeah.
perfect balance. Like everything that like Abby did that was super annoying, Priya off-centered or like brought back by being like completely monotone.
Yeah,
And
I would agree
we'll
with
get
that.
into some of her effects because I really want to talk about Priya. But yeah, it's just they did a really good job at like balancing everything.
Yes.
Like I feel where even with like the grandma and Ming, like the grandma was just perfection for perfection's sake, where Ming was perfection for love's sake. Like you could always like find like a really good balance in this movie, and it was great. Yeah, where are you at with acting?
I don't know. I really didn't have any. I don't really have any problems with it. Like the only character that I could think of that I wasn't the biggest fan of with like, and it's not even like the voice acting because he did a great job, was Tyler. Just because I found him annoying as hell. So I can't dock it for that.
Yeah, because he
'Cause
was
he did a
supposed
great
to
job.
be annoying.
Yeah. So the voiceover artist did an amazing job at that. So you know what? I'm gonna actually go I'm gonna go higher than my story. I'm gonna go a 94.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just looked up this kid's acting credit, and this is his first like big role.
Keep it up, kid. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, his first credit was in 2020. But he has like some big stuff under his name. It's just like not big roles. Like he was in WandaVision as the
Oh,
voice of a commercial kid.
okay.
Or just commercial kid, not voice of. Yeah, commercial kid. And then he was in The Kaminsky Method in one episode. He was in Ron's Gone Wrong as additional voice.
Huh.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the 2021 version, as additional voice.
Poor kid.
Yeah, so this is like his first big thing.
All right, awesome. That's cool.
That's really cool. Gosh, the main cast was amazing. Like if I was grading the main cast alone, and the main cast being May, Ming, or May, her mom and dad, and her friends, I would probably be in the mid 90s, around like 94, 95 range, because they did that good of a job. Where I'm going to dock is some of the extras.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think a lot of the other high school student, or the not high school, the other school students were overacting just a bit. Like especially
Okay.
the ones where they were the OMG girl. Like
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the hell her name was. But yeah, so just them and the like some of the like the teacher, the math teacher, like just didn't quite sell it. Like some people had too much enthusiasm, some people had like not enough. It's just they brought it down a little bit. So I think for acting, I'm going to be down in like the 88.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right, and that averages us out to a 91 for acting. All right, next up we have character development. So I think we definitely have to do Mei Lin.
I don't know. I thought the dad. Really. I'm just kidding.
I thought you were going to say the mom. I'm like, we honestly could discuss things with her too, but
But no, I feel one of the biggest things that I loved about May's character development is because, I mean, of course, at the beginning you see her as a kid that, wants to be herself, wants to hang out with her friends, but she still wants to, respect her mom, be there for her mom. And so she, like, when she's offered to go to karaoke with her friends, she's just like, oh, but it's cleaning day, like, I like cleaning, I'm going to go help my mom. And just once she, gets the red panda, she finally gets to explore who she really is as a person. And it's a really great character arc, seeing how far she comes from the beginning to the end. And I especially love at the end when she says, I'm still very close with my parents, and things are different, and sometimes I do wish that they could go back to how they used to be, where I didn't really hang out with my friends a lot I didn't hang out with my friends outside of school. I was always just a not goody two shoes, but I was at my mom's like beck and call when it came to anything that she needed regarding the temple. Just she was a picture perfect child, and I just love that she mentions that like like I said, that someday she wishes that she could go back to that, but she knows that she can't. And she feels that that's okay, because she feels that this is the direction that she wants her life to go in, and she thinks that this is the direction that it should be going in, because she is finally being herself. And so I think it's Jesus. I think it is an incredible character arc. I really, really enjoyed it, and yeah.
yeah, like hard to argue there. She, like everyone, they did a really good job at telling a story of growth. Like at the end, it didn't end happy. Like not everyone was like happy with where they were, like you said. They weren't like, oh yay, everything's like better than it was. Like no, it's not better than it was. It's not worse than it was. It's different now. And I think that's like a huge like crazy distinction, because it's not happily ever after, which I feel like, talking about the most recent movie, Encanto, she, like, that movie kind of ended on a like, and everyone lived happily ever after kind of situation. And this one, it didn't, and it was very, it was refreshing.
It was.
It wasn't like they didn't oversell. Like they went reality. Like I feel like they try to keep the emotional tones of this very realistic. Like they yeah, like they yeah. I just like you said, I think they did a really, really good job at telling Malin's story of growth, and being able to have that freedom, to like that openness and freedom, because you could tell that she didn't like lying to her parents, but she eventually got to a point where she didn't need to, and like in that she was like a lot happier, like not feeling like she needed to hide anything or not be who she truly is. She got to be open about what she wanted, got to go out and do the things that she wanted to do. And damn it, if it wasn't a great arc. Shit, I talked myself up with this one too.
Hell yeah, that's what I love to hear.
Where are you at?
I'm Shocker in I would say like the low 90s. But still pretty decently high. I'm gonna go 92.
Ooh, that is actually exactly where I was at too.
Oh hell yeah!
All right, so that averages our character development score to a 92.
Awesome.
All right, moving on over to effects, where I feel we're gonna have a freaking blast talking about this.
Oh yes.
Which one? What do you want to discuss first?
Hell, I don't. Dude, I don't even know. I mean, okay, I got one. Freaking how I talked about earlier, where when May just bursts into school and she's just like besties assemble, and she points to Miriam first, and it like does like a freeze frame, and like it almost felt like they were gonna do like freaking like character stats. But they don't.
Bit.
They don't. It's just like it's just like a freeze frame, and then it like says her name. But they do it for like every one of her friends. So it goes Miriam, and then it goes oh my god, what's Priya. And then it goes to Abby. And just I love with Abby, she's like cuz oh my god, Miriam is like freaking like eating something, so it like pauses on her like stuffing her mouth. And then Priya, I think, isn't she just like reading a book?
Yeah, and so
like
she
it
just kind of
pauses.
like lowers the book a little bit so you can see her
Yeah.
face.
And then Abby's is like my favorite because she's like yelling at someone in, I believe, Chinese or
Korean.
Korean. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
thank you.
that's just what the subtitles said.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I didn't know that off the top of my head.
So she's yelling at someone in Korean, but then she sees May, and just the way she's just like, May, what's up, girl? And she puts like her like two fingers up to her eye, and that's when it freezes at her. I just freaking loved it.
Yeah, it's like just straight up does like an anime pose.
Yeah, it's so great.
Yeah, like this was a perfect fusion of Disney and what was it you said? Studio Ghibli. Ghibli. Sorry,
You're good.
I remember that I lost that poll.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
Just like you lost the poll, stereo over stereo.
I will freaking kill you. Yeah, it was like a perfect combination of the two. And it wasn't like overdone either. It wasn't like in your face like sometimes it was, but not in like in a crazy anime way.
Yeah.
Like I love the nods that we got to certain things, like when you're seeing May's dad making dinner, and he's doing all of, like the seasonings and stuff, chopping, and it's like all close up, just like food porn shots of it, and then you like it pans up, like you see him dropping stuff into the pan, and it like pans up, and then you see like the white sunglasses or the white of his glasses, so it's kind of like the anime glare, and then like he's like looks up and his glasses are all like steamed up. I thought that was so funny.
It was great.
Like I was just like, oh, they just went like full anime dad with him, and then they like did that scene where I'm like, oh, it's just steam. Like I'm not the biggest fan of anime.
Same.
There's only been a handful of animes that I've actually liked and watched, but I know all of those like little tropes that they have. So seeing that one was just hilarious. I love that. I love the big like anime eyes anytime they saw something cute or something that they liked.
I thought I was gonna hate the scene where like the mom and dad are testing her and they bring in the kittens and she does like the huge eyes, but that just made me laugh even harder.
It was so funny. It was so funny. My favorite reaction though is when they are finally at the concert and Four Town comes out and they like are sitting there just like in shock, and then they like big anime eyes, like snotty nose, like crying.
Yeah, that was just fantastic.
It was so funny. Like, I love this because it's something we've never seen out of Pixar before. And I think they did it so well. This is like a new favorite animation style for me.
Oh, same here. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, and they made May's panda look just so freaking soft.
Seriously, I feel bad though for like the people that had to animate the fur on that thing, because holy shit, I'm sure that was worse than like
Bro.
having to animate Sully in Monsters Inc.
No joke. But the work was well paid off.
Oh, absolutely.
It is so hard for me to think of any like one thing that I didn't like about this.
Dude, I love that and I always love when they add this kind of thing in like not in just animation but in live action, when they're like doing like the title sequence for it, and like like it has the like turning red, and then it has her leaning on it, and then it collapses and she falls over. Whenever they do something like that, when a character like leans on the title card and then it breaks and falls apart, I think that is freaking hilarious. And so I love that they did that with the animation in this movie.
Yeah, the title sequence, like that title part of the title sequence, it was unexpected for
It
me
was.
because you like I can't think of another movie where they interact with the title like that other than like in a trailer.
Okay, maybe I am thinking of just trailers here.
Yeah, like you're right. It's super funny when they
Yeah.
do that. Like it's never failed to get a laugh out of me. Um I don't think. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but yeah, it's good. It's really good. Um Jeez, I want to talk about Priya real fast because of how like monotone she is. She always kind of has just like a glazed over look, or just like not very enthusiastic look. Like her eyes are kind of always like half shut. And it was so funny cuz they still gave her the reactions that all the other girls were having. Like the big
It's
like
true.
wide-eyed just glowing eyes, like they were still doing that with her half closed eyes, and it was hilarious. Like I started paying attention to her like with the second viewing. I was paying attention to her during scenes like that, and her reactions are freaking funny. But oh my gosh, overall, like I think they did an amazing job with all the animation.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. This is like Caleb said, this is definitely something different for Pixar animation wise, and yeah, they freaking knocked it out of the park.
Yeah. Gosh, like I think they just nailed everything. Like one thing that I notice in anime a lot is when a character gets caught off guard and is told to like move or do something. And this was like something that happened between grandma and May's dad, is when she was like, Jin, clear off the table, and he was like caught off guard and like and like kind of like did like a hopping around, like knees up and everything, or like in a circle.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know what it is about that. I thought that was like I love shit like that. I don't know why, but it's just it's interesting to watch. To like this whole movie is interesting to watch.
Oh yeah,
Like
absolutely.
just because there's so much like different animation styles that like we've said you've never seen before. makes me want to go back and rewatch it over and over and over because there's shit I miss.
Oh, yeah, I absolutely agree.
Gosh, it's really hard for me to like dock the effects for anything. Where are you at?
I don't know, I'm pretty freaking high. So, you know what? I'm going to make this my highest score so far. I'm going to go at 95. If it wants to work for me.
I'm going to go a tad bit lower. I'm going to go 94.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I thought it was good. It's just for me not quite at 95 or 95 level. And that's comparing like I gave Encanto a 93. Was this better than it? I think it was better than Encanto or Encanto. Not quite. It was like because, like I said, Encanto I gave a 93.
Okay,
So 94. 94 is where I'm putting this one.
I like
It was
it.
it was slightly better because like Encanto had like the stereotypical like Disney animation.
Yeah.
And just it didn't quite add anything new like this movie did.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I would agree with that.
All right, next up we got music. Oh, bloody hell.
What, are you not a four townie?
No, that song, dude, the song stuck in my head. The rest of the soundtrack is not like top notch. Like
it's no Randy Newman.
no, absolutely not. It's like the music fits and everything. It is what it is, but I think if the song was not as catchy as it was, I would probably be at a 7. But unfortunately, it is a very catchy song.
So you're going an 8?
I think I'm going to an 8.
And you know
because they only have like I would be at a 9 if they like the soundtrack was like if it had like one more song to it.
Okay, that's fair.
But the fact that they only have the one song that they just kind of play over and over and over again, and
well,
that's kind of why it's.
I mean, they do have. I think there's actually like 2 or 3 songs that Four Town does actually sing.
Do they really? I thought it was just the one.
No, I actually looked it up on Spotify. The soundtrack, yeah, there's like 3 songs that they actually sing in this movie.
Okay, then yeah, I'm definitely at an 8 because the songs all sounded the same.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I'm at an 8 as well.
Like I honestly thought like if they were singing different songs throughout, I thought it was the same song, just different parts of that song.
That's fair. That is fair.
So yeah, I'm more than happy sitting at an 8. I mean, but damn you for getting real close to that 9.
I love it.
All right, next up we got costumes. So with an animated movie like this, is just going to be character design.
Oh, I love the character designs.
Dude, they did really, really good with this. Like, they have the silhouette down to a freaking T.
They do. A lot of these outfits that the girls were wearing, I'm just like, oh my god, yeah, that just screams early 2000s.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. Everyone looked super good. Like, the pandas all looked really good. Okay. I will dock for the other pandas.
Okay.
So, like, the grandparent, or grandma and the aunts. And I guess Ming's, too. Because the pandas all kind of had like weird hair, which
Yeah,
I guess
that
isn't
kinda-
like a big complaint, but
I think that kind of worked with all their characters.
yeah.
Yeah, at least to me, kind of
Hmm.
differentiated them, so you would be able to tell them all apart.
Okay, I guess.
Because I feel like the ants and the grandma, their panda heights were honestly all the same. The only ones that were different were Ming's and her
definitely
mom's.
Mings.
Yeah, were Ming's and May's. Because I mean, May was the shortest one of them all.
Yeah.
And then Ming freaking being a freaking Megazord height.
Oh my gosh, dude! I want to know at what point. Like I kind of like it's kind of the same thing I want from the Encanto dads or like the parents. I want like a backstory on like what under what circumstances did Ming turn into like the big panda? Because I thought they
Yeah,
got rid like is the age that the panda thing happens like usually in the teens, or is it like later in life, or like what's the situation with that? Because like how did Jin see it?
That's a good point because I mean, Ming brings up that she thought she had more time. She didn't expect it to be this soon. So
Yeah.
considering that May is 13, right?
Yes.
So I would assume maybe like 14 or 15. Probably 15 is when it happens.
I don't know. It seemed like she felt like there was a lot more time.
Maybe 16.
That's what I'm thinking. So unless Jin and Ming like saw each other at or met each other by like 16,
Yeah.
16, 17, then I want the backstory on like the circumstances of why or of how Jin saw Ming's panda.
Because now thinking about it, when May approaches Ming, when they're in the I don't know what the hell it's called, like the place where you go when you separate the panda from you. When
I just call that maybe like the ritual realm.
okay, I like that, the ritual realm. I don't know, her, like, now thinking about it, the way that her character design looked, she looked about 16. She definitely looked a lot older than May's character.
You got a point there.
Yeah.
So so that just gives me like more stuff. Like were they like middle school sweethearts? Or like what was the deal there?
That, you know what, turning red too. I don't know. Or maybe that can just be a Disney Plus spinoff. Just turn that into a spinoff. What age did Ming and what's the
Jin.
dad's name? Jin truly meet and fell in love?
Yeah.
That's the Pixar short that we want to see next.
I think they freaking nailed it with the character design.
I absolutely agree.
I'm going to go to a 10 just because I do feel like they did have some, like, costumes wise with some of the extras. Like, I'm not going to give them like a full 10, but I think it's up there.
Wait.
Like, I think the design. What?
No, because you said I'm going to give it a 10, but I'm not going to give it a full 10.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
Whoops.
So
I
what
meant
you
to
mean is a
say
9.
I would. Yeah, I'm giving it a 9. That's basically
Okay.
what I'm saying.
And I'm going to give it the same. But that was really funny.
Jeez, freaking feel stupid.
Dude, it's almost midnight where you are. It's understandable.
Yeah. All right, last up, we got our own personal score for it.
You want me to take this one?
Yeah, if you want to.
Okay. So overall, this is such a great Pixar movie. I loved this movie. Like I told Caleb, honestly, with like the last 3 Pixar movies that have released, so Soul, Luca, and now Turning Red, this is actually number 1 for me. Then Soul, then Luca. like, I don't know, the more I watch Luca, don't get me wrong, I liked Luca. It's just it's definitely not a favorite of Pixar's for me. Doesn't make me like it any less, but it's definitely not one that I will revisit that many times, whereas I see myself coming back to Turning Red quite a bit. So you know what? You know what? I'm gonna go at 95.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. 1 point below Encanto. But yeah.
All right. Yeah, like there's a lot to go back and rewatch this movie for. Like so I first watched the movie the day it came out on the 11th.
Okay.
Watched it the first time. I thought it was great. And then I rewatched it again today, and it felt like a new viewing experience. Like I knew all the ins and outs of the story, all the twists and whatever. But I think it was a really well paced movie, really interesting. Got into some like really deep themes, and honestly, it was a lot better than I was expecting it to be. I had a feeling it was going to be on the same level as like Soul and Luca. But I think it exceeded those as well. Like this being my personal grade, I'm going a little lower, but not like too low. Like I think I'm going to be at like an 88.
Okay.
Like just shy of a 90. So yeah. But that averages our personal score out to a 91.5.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. So that concludes this week's breakdown. So the final All Bros letter grade for Turning Red has come to an A minus.
Woo woo.
I'll be 100% real. This is I thought it was going to be a B plus, but
Is it that close?
it's fairly close.
Okay.
Like it's 0.8% away from a B.
All right.
B plus.
Okay.
So it is sitting at a 90.87%.
Wow.
Yeah, which is really freaking good. So, comparing this to other A minus movies that we've scored, this puts it below the Untrained Eye, Crash and Taz, Spider-Man Far From Home score.
Sorry, guys.
Which is at it. No, it's above that.
Oh.
Or that score is above Turning Red.
Damn it.
So Turning Red is at a 90.875, and their Far From Home score by themselves is at a 90.93.
Okay.
It also puts it below How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, which is at a 91.
Okay.
It's below Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is at a 91.1. It's below Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which is at a 91.2. And then it is also below Coco, which is at a 91.4. Like I'm wondering what other like animated movies it's below. So this is it is 2% below Encanto.
Okay.
And then there is a 0.2% difference between, or not 0.2, it's 0.4. A 0.4% difference from Coco.
Oh, not bad.
So, not bad. And then this puts it above Tusk, which is at a 90.79. Puts it above Promising Young Woman, which is at a 90.75. It's above Little Women, which is at a 90.61.
All right.
It's above 1917, which is at a 90.37. And then, just because we brought it up earlier, it is above Us and Soul, which are both at a 90.25.
Okay. Wait, Us?
Yeah.
Wait.
The
Oh my God,
Jordan
wow.
Peele movie?
We did bring up Us? I don't remember that.
No, I was just saying Us and Soul.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and they're just at the exactly the same score.
Okay. Sorry, I was getting confused. I'm like, wait, why are you putting Us in there if we're comparing it with Soul? I was just getting confused. My bad.
No, sorry, I might have just worded that weird.
No, you're good.
But yeah, so Soul and Turning Red, there's a 0.6% difference between them, but Turning Red is on top.
All right, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm actually fine with that too. I after you asked me that, I did do some pretty decent reflection, and yeah, I think Turning Red has a lot more going for it than Soul. But yeah, anyway, that's where it's sitting.
Hell yeah.
A 90.87.
Not. I believe that concludes this week's episode. Unless Caleb, do you have anything else that you want to add?
Nope.
All right. Well, then, if you like what you heard and want to hear more, be sure to follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We are damn near everywhere: Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, all that good jazz. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube if that is your preferred listening platform. You can follow us on social media, where you can also DM us with any episode ideas or answer our questions of the week when we actually post them.
Yeah, we haven't done that in a while.
We have not. But so those social medias are Facebook.com. So for Facebook, it's Facebook.com/The Allbros. Twitter and Instagram @The Allbros. And also for @The Allbros, that is also for our TikTok. I have not posted a video there in a while, and I apologize. I need to. I feel when I'm out there, we gotta film some TikToks, dude.
Dude, for sure.
Mm.
Speaking of, I have an idea for
hear
TikTok that we'll talk about after.
Oh, okay. Sorry. And then if you don't want to answer our questions of the week or mention a movie idea on any social medias, you can email us with those ideas. We are the Allbros channel at the Allbros channel at gmail.com. Be sure to check out our website, tinyurl.com/the Allbros, where that is the best place to get our merch, because that is really the only place where if you customize something, we can actually get it made to where you can get what you want, because studios keep taking shit down from TeePublic. But if you prefer to get your Allbros merch at TeePublic, you can find us at teepublic.com. Why did you move up, you stupid computer? You can find us at teepublic.com/user/the Allbros channel. Next week on the podcast, even though we were supposed to break this down weeks ago, we're sorry. I apologize about that. That it honestly was my fault. But we will be breaking down Uncharted, starring Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg.
Hell yeah.
So yeah. So you guys can look forward to that next week. But until then, this has been the Allbros podcast. I am Jonathan.
And I'm Caleb.
And we will see you bros next week. Deuces.
So long.